first runway was in Vancouver, just launching my first couple of dresses, and they called me right away. And I didn't even have that, like a brand fully there yet. I didn't have team. That always makes me emotional, but it's because you feel that you came a long way. You know the hardships you've been through, and you're going still through. My mom had me when she was very young, and we're more like sisters and friends than we are mother and daughter. I remember her as my greatest supporter, and she still is. So you don't have to have a business out of your creation always. It's not like it's this or that. No, there are many other ways you can just show your art. Thinking about couture and how to also incorporate practicality maybe in, I would say, in a wedding gown, like
putting pockets in a wedding gown.
Exactly, this is what I did, right? So it's
how can you make couture practical?
Exactly.
Couture is meant to be couture.
She turns dreams into dresses and stories into stitches. Today, we have Yasmin, the visionary behind AngeMariage, a couture house where elegance meets artistry. From sketching gowns just at the age of 7 to showcasing her debut collection at the Vancouver Fashion Week, she weaves cultural heritage, modern grace, and pure passion into every creation. So teammates, grab your tea because today we're going to hear from the icon, the fashionista. Let's begin.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tea with We. Thank you so much teammates for listening to all our episodes. Today, I have the diva, the queen that I want to introduce you to. Please welcome Yasmin.
Oh my God, this is the best introduction I guess I'll ever have in my life. No, thank you so much, V, for having me, and I'm super excited for this. Girl, we've been working together for like modeling, fashion industry, and you're definitely one of the best faces I've ever worked with. And the way you move in front of the camera and how you're comfortable in every dress you wear, you just add a lot to dresses. So I'm very excited.
I'm trying to learn it from you.
Oh, thank you, love. Thank you.
Thank you. Yasmin, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so fashion designer slash, someone who worked a lot in marketing for fashion and brands and other, sectors. Currently, art historian too, which is finishing up my master's in art history with a focus on my thesis focus on fashion and culture. So a lot of
a lot of artisty things.
A lot of artisty things. Yeah. I think I'm an artist.
You're an artist, yeah.
Yes, I think I'm an artist. Primarily, I'm an artist. And I'm someone who's trying every day, I guess, to make their dreams come true. And
Love that. So you mentioned fashion. I am whenever someone says fashion, my heart just gets excited. There's butterflies. I'm like, wow, fashion, talk to me about it. How did your interest sparked into the world of fashion? How did you know that you were a fashionista, which you are?
I think very early on, I started drawing and sketching dresses. I guess I was 7. And ever since, I had an interest in drawing, right? And my mom was already very good at drawing, so she encouraged that. And she would really encourage me to draw. And I remember I would open the whatever animation or cartoons I'm watching on TV. She would make me imitate whatever I see. And so I developed drawing very early.
So it started with drawing, heels, then into fashion.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. But you're also the founder of AngeMariage, which is a couture brand. Mm-hmm. So when you were entering fashion world, and especially couture, so many fashion brands enter market in a single day. I was just reading yesterday and it says that just in US, hundreds of brands are entering the world of fashion. Did it not scare you a little bit?
No, I think because it's one of the things that made this possible now is, how easy everything is becoming with social media, and everything is very global. And I think my thesis focuses on that as well. So I'm very excited to be talking about it. Yes, so I think it's how easy it is. But I'm a firm believer that you need to match your own time. And if this is my own time, then I shouldn't be scared because this is how it goes now. Everything is fast. Most of the things are accessible. It's just you need to know where's your strength and how to enter the market correctly.
Yes.
And I think this is what drew me to bridal fashion and couture fashion. I think because I knew that this is my strength. And although it's a little bit harder these days with, fast fashion and everything being more geared towards street fashion. But I think I knew that this is my strength as a designer and this is where I can offer something new. So I didn't hesitate to just, go with it.
Your personality very much speaks that you were meant for couture. You were meant for that elegant fit and all of that.
Oh, lovely.
How do you deal with like all of that? There's like, whenever I visit your place and all, there's like fabric everywhere and you're working on something.
Right? I know. And it's part of it. At the beginning, I think because I studied fashion and in our school studio, like I graduated from NASCAD, and our fashion studio at school was always like that. So I got used to it a little bit. But I'm a person who doesn't mind messiness when it comes to creativity at all. And in fact, when my studio isn't as messy, I know that I haven't been working as good or as hard as I should be.
Yes. How do you like manage so much? Do you not get stressed? Because you're a one woman army. So whenever I see you, you are the one doing the cutting. You're the one making it. You're the one like taking photos, putting it out, selling it. Yeah. How do you deal with so much? And on top of it, you have like another jewelry thing that you are also invested in. You have your things going on. How do you find the time to do all of that? Because people say that fashion can get messy to a point where you don't have the time to.
Well, it's true. And I do get stressed. I do get stressed out quite often. But now I think, first of all, I'm very grateful that I have a team who's helping me. I'm building my team slowly now. So I do have a couple of people that I can rely on when it comes to production of the dresses, and it's awesome. So that lifted a little bit of the weight. But I think it's more about organizing your time. If you are good at managing your time, trust me, you can do everything. And it's all about priorities too. So if you can organize your time in a way that you have very firm and very obvious priorities, and then you go from there, trust me, you can have 7 businesses, you can manage a part-time job, you can study, and you can have fun and still make time for people you love. So I make it sound easy. It's not easy. It takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of work, but it's doable. It's just time management, really.
I think you're very passionate about what you do. And once you're passionate about what you do and you love what you do, it gets easier to manage things.
That's true. That's also part of it. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, totally. When you were entering like Nova Scotia, Halifax, were you able to find the market here for bridal couture?
Well, I am I'm very in the very beginning still. I would say, navigating that. I am still, trying to, find my way when it comes to Halifax market, because it's very interesting. It's a very interesting market. I don't know if you know about that, but Halifax is very artsy. It's very appreciative of art. Like, I've been everywhere. My first runway was in Vancouver.
Tell us about, you were on the Vancouver Fashion Week. Your collection was displayed. Tell us about that.
It was an amazing experience. I mean, it came very early on. I was just launching my first couple of dresses and they called me right away. And I was honestly scared to jump in because I didn't think I was that ready. But I remember my brother was like, now or never. And I really appreciate this piece of advice he gave me. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm going to be on that runway. And I didn't even have that, like a brand structure fully there yet. I didn't have team. So it was really a lot of work.
You did it all by yourself?
I did, and with the help of my family, my mom and my brother, my dad. It's really, I mean, that's another thing. If you have a good support, family support, you can do everything.
Yeah, it's a saying that if your family is with you and the world is against, it
Oh my
doesn't
God.
matter, you can fight it.
Oh my God, of course, of course. This
Yeah.
is very important. So yeah, it was actually bigger than what I thought. I know it's the second largest in North America, but I did not think it is that large. It was such a moment when I had my first rehearsal for the collection on the runway.
How many pieces did you design?
12. It was
Your models looked great. I still remember the one with the veil.
Oh,
like
yeah?
the little slight hair. And I was like, Yasmin, the day I am getting married, like, can I borrow that?
for
Can I
sure.
have
Oh my
that?
God, you're gonna have a custom one, girl.
Oh my God. Okay. Sounds like, thank you. Sounds like my marriage outfit is sorted here.
Yeah,
I love
it's
your
ready for
collection.
you.
Like, I'm dying to get styled by you one day.
Oh,
like,
thank you. That makes me a bit teary. That always makes me emotional, but it's because you feel that you came a long way. You know the hardships you've been through, and you're going still through. I'm still in the very beginning, and hearing that from someone else, it's such a push.
Who's your favorite fashion designer?
Oh,
You are your favorite fashion designer, but apart from that,
well, it might be surprising, but I think many designers would agree with me that you're never fully satisfied with your work. And I remember my professor telling me something that I feel it. It's the moment you're fully satisfied with a collection or what you're doing that you know that there's something missing. That's not.
That's
because as an artist, you usually shouldn't be 100% satisfied. Otherwise, you wouldn't improve.
Totally. I've seen painters
Yeah.
always like putting colors, even if they're painting finishes, they're putting beads in tops. And I'm like, my friend is a painter and she's always adding something. And I'm like, girl, it's done. It looks fantastic.
Yes.
Like, just stop. She's like, no, this is missing. And I'm like, okay.
There's always something missing for an artist. I mean, my mom is a jeweler. She's a jewelry designer. And she's always like that too. Like she's always not satisfied. It's a lot of frustration in the studio, and our studios are beside each other. So it's a journey.
How cool. Like mom into jewelry and you into couture. Perfect combination. And by the way, this is not a promotional episode or anything, but I have worn Yasmin's mom's jewelry and I love it.
It's amazing having a mom designer, and we collaborated on so many levels. I mean, for my last runway, we collaborated on a dress. She had like a very metal applique on one of my designs. And disclaimer, it is something that we're going more into, like a line that's going to have both.
It runs in the family.
Yeah. It's very exciting. I think we inspire each other a lot, and we're very close. I mean, my mom had me when she was very young, and we're more like sisters and friends than we are mother and daughter. And I think this relationship I have with my mom shaped my personality a lot. It definitely gave me a push. I remember her as my greatest supporter, and she still is. So it's very amazing. Yeah.
I love a beautiful mother and daughter relationship. There's nothing more beautiful than that. Definitely.
No.
Yeah. Jasmine, when you were running your business in the fashion world, what is the biggest challenge you have faced till date, and how did you overcome that?
I think getting your stuff out there. Like we were just talking about Vancouver Fashion Week, and as I said, it came very early on. So I was on the runway. It was a room full of people, many great people in the industry in Canada. Let me tell you, it was very intimidating. And then these people saw your designs, and it's out there. And then people started talking to you after the runway. And then what was your inspo? How do you feel about being featured in this magazine? And you're just it's very early on, and you're just starting, and you don't know how to answer to most of the questions. You feel so lost, this feeling of being lost a little bit in how to just get yourself out there more even. And I remember I had all of those videos and photos from the Vancouver Fashion Week, and I was looking at my Instagram page because this is the only marketing channel I was focusing on, or I knew.
Like Instagram was the only marketing you were doing?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I was doing everything. Like I did not go to a marketing or PR company with the brand or anything. Like it was a one-man show.
Totally. I remember seeing you when I was like doing the fittings at your place.
Yeah.
I was like, how is this woman doing everything? Yes. How is she like sewing, knitting, like making pieces, putting them together?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's such a pressure too when you know that it's going to be on a runway where people, like amazing people and great people in the industry, are going to watch it. So, and at the same time, you want to start selling your line, so you want to attract buyers and so on. So it's this balance. I would say my biggest challenge is balancing how to market for your stuff, but also find buyers and this business slash artistic side, because I think until this point, I was really looking at my work as art, as an artist and a fine art graduate. It's like artistic, but I haven't been thinking much about the business aspect. And now that I'm incorporating that, this is like a new road that I'm like a new journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Learning about the entrepreneurial stuff
balance.
And all of that.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, it can be hard to find sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, I just want to create art for the sake of creating art and what I like. Like, I just want to put out there, but then you have to find a balance where what is the audience also going to find good and all of that.
And honestly, it's totally fine, Like now I started meeting as a mentor with some students from NASCA, like who are still in fashion and who are asking me about the business and how it goes in couture, especially here in Halifax. So I find like some of them are not sure that they want to be entrepreneurs or that they want to take this to the next level and have a business out of it. And I always say it's totally fine. You don't have to have a business out of your creation always. It's not like it's this or that. No, you can just be an artist and a fashion designer who's freelancing, for instance, who's just, working for museums, having exhibitions and stuff. So there are many other ways you can just show your art. It doesn't have to be through business and through a brand.
I think that's where a lot of people kind of give up, and it's their choice completely, because when it comes to, a point where you're showcasing your art and it's not getting the recognition for a really long time, it somewhere disappoints you.
It is.
Because as an artist, we do need a little bit of validation, and that validation is not necessarily always monetary. It also comes in form of our audience, and when there's no recognition, it somewhere hits you, and that's when you decide to take a different path.
And I think it should hit you, but you also, like your feelings are valid. I always say that. I used to feel very guilty when disappointment would hit me, and it still hits me. I mean, I'm still starting my journey with this business. But what I do differently now is that I monitor my feelings. I'm more in tune with my feelings. And I don't push myself to go out of disappointment. I just let myself feel it. Oh, I'm disappointed this week. Oh, okay. I'm not going to work on anything.
Like you process it now. You don't just
I just go with it. I go with it. I'm disappointed. That's okay. But I know that I shouldn't be there too long. That's the only thing. But I don't pressure myself to go out of disappointment and just feel better in the next hour. You have 1 hour to be disappointed, and then you need to be better. You need to feel better in the next hour. That's not going to get you anywhere. It's going to just burn you out. Just need to let yourself feel your feelings in general in life. And you'll get out of it when you surrender. You just literally the second day you'll feel better.
Yeah, surrendering, like giving your surrender to anything that is hitting you so much is very hard.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes I would literally just escape from it by doing something or working on something, just because I don't want to sit with myself and feel it. I'm so scared to do that sometimes. I'm very scared to process my emotions a lot of times.
It can be scary. I mean, it is very scary, but I look at it as a muscle that you train. Yeah. It's like, being inactive for a while, and then you get back, you hit the gym again. It's the same feeling. As the first week is hell. The second week is hard. The third week, you're gaining that, strength back. And then the fourth week, you're just as active as you were before. I think it's something that you learn by doing.
Yeah, totally. When you were entering the world of fashion, did anyone tell you that this is not going to work?
Yes, everyone. No, apart from my family, I remember, because also keep in mind that I immigrated to Canada. I'm also an immigrant. Yes. I mean, these are too many stories. It's like, it is hard in your society and in your country, but when you also have to leave everything that's familiar and move somewhere,
and understand the clothing preferences there and the taste of people from there.
Exactly. It's very, very different. I mean, girl, I come from the Middle East. Let me tell you, like, people in the Middle East have a very sophisticated sense of fashion, and fashion is like in Europe. It's a part of our daily lives so much.
Oh my God. I am like the minute I see Europeans dressed, I'm like, put them on the runway right now. I love European fashion.
Oh yeah.
I love they take fashion so seriously. They take putting clothes together so seriously. Every day you look at them and they're dressed so well. I was at the Frankfurt airport for a layover. Everyone at that airport.
Even when they're flying.
Even when they're flying. They were giving me airport looks like paparazzi. Where
Travel
are you?
and style, of course. I mean, I always tell people, go to Milan, sit at a cafe and just have your morning coffee while watching people going to work. Like, just watch what are they wearing. It's like an open museum for fashion. I'm not exaggerating. It's something that, and I visit Milan a lot. It's one of my favorite thing to do in general is people watching.
Observation?
Yes, like observation, but especially in Milan, like in the morning hours, seeing people going to their work and like stunning. I mean, I could create a whole blog about that. Like,
we love that.
Oh yeah, that's just amazing. So coming here, people still have a sense of fashion, but that's very different from this sophistication, just in a different way, maybe more practical. So thinking about couture and how to also incorporate practicality, maybe in, I would say, in a wedding gown, like
putting pockets in a wedding gown.
Exactly, this is what I did, right? So it's these little things, like the idea of simplicity, the idea of just having a simple gown that's also sophisticated, how to mix both. Beading.
That's very hard to find because how can you make couture practical?
Exactly.
Couture is meant to be like, couture. It's meant to just be big, iconic, put light pieces because you don't wear couture for daily wear. You wear it for your most special moments.
And I think I customized my bridal line to fit the Canadian audience that way. I was like, okay, couture. Couture means what? Quality, very high-end fabrics, very technical and very good handmade work. That all exists, but let's do it in a practical way. Let's do it maybe like, again, in the Middle East, we are obsessed with beading. Like everything is very, and I'm sure in India and also.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right?
India is so big on fashion too. Like you see these wedding lehengas, they're like damn gorgeous.
Gorgeous, beaded, fully beaded. It's always that extra poshy look. But here is well, we want something that's effortless, that's elegant, but we're not big on beading. So how to, while also keeping your style as a designer, because you're also portraying who you are.
Yeah.
So finding that balance definitely takes a long time, and it's okay. But you need to find it at some point. Just that's also connected to the market you're in. So you need to find that balance, but it's okay to find it with time and with trial and error.
I think you did a really great job in finding that. Like all your pieces, they are effortless, yet not effortless, if that makes sense. Like they look so effortless, but only you know how much effort has gone to put them together. Because I think Canadian fashion does enjoy simple, effortless looks as far as my understanding.
Very clean look that isn't necessarily very beaded or heavily beaded or anything. But you're right. I mean, I think this is what Ange stands for. It's like you're wearing a very valuable piece of couture that also has that very modern touch, that's very neat, that's very, clean. So, yeah.
Yeah. I want to ask you one last question, which can be a little heavy, but let's just...
Do I need to get prepared for that? Okay, I'm ready. Okay.
What did you find, or did you ever felt like if you were a man entering the fashion industry, things might have been easier as compared to being a woman entrepreneur in fashion?
I think most sectors, it's way easier for you if you're a man. It's not specifically fashion. I mean, fashion can be more indulgent when it comes to genders a little bit. When it comes to fashion, I feel that, and it's great. This is one thing that's great about fashion is that it could be a little bit more receptive to different genders, and But I think it's way easier to navigate life and work when you are a man.
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, yeah.
I agree with that.
It's like I think as sad as it is, and it is easier for how, even though the world is changing, still the structure, just I think it's gonna take time to change.
Yeah, it will take time, definitely.
Yes, it's still there.
Yeah. And I've always been very much into fashion because I grew up around more clothes than toys. And the reason is because my father owns a business, a clothing business.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's why when people are
Oh,
like,
wow.
oh, like how? Because fashion runs in the genes. Even as a kid, my grandma would dress me up as some iconic Bollywood diva. So now it's like, oh, I need to dress up like a diva every day.
But what I love about you is that you have a very, I don't know if people know that, but I also have a fashion blog where like a fashion
paradox?
Yes.
I love what you post on that. I was just seeing yesterday, just on a random Saturday, I dressed up for no reason.
Yes, which is true. I mean, I don't edit much. It's just, it's mainly education for about fashion and about, how to dress very simple pieces that you have in your wardrobe for every day. It doesn't have to be like brands or anything. And also fashion history, since my thesis is on fashion history. But what I love about your style is that it's very personal too. Like you just have that personal touch, like some fashion icons. Like I always like to talk about Monica Bellucci just because she's my
Oh
favorite.
my God.
Right? Like she's timeless.
She is goddess.
You can't say she's out of style. Like it's never outdated with her, but it's always that classical Monica Bellucci touch.
Yeah, like the minute she comes on my Instagram feed, I watch it
I am
twice.
obsessed
I'm
with
like,
Monica.
I'm like, I need to watch it.
It's I think, yeah. So I love people who have that personal touch with even though they're following trends and they're fashionable, but they have their staple Yasmin, like a staple something. And I love that about your style.
We're the trendsetters.
Yes. It's
We're
like you're not
trendsetters.
Following blindly.
Yeah.
You just have within the trends your personal style too.
Yeah, totally.
And I think it's very important. Even when you choose your wedding gown, you just have like, if this is trending, cool. But I mean, don't lose yourself. I always say, wear the dress. Don't make the dress wear you.
I love that. Wear the dress, don't make
wear
the dress.
the dress. Be the woman. Be the person in the dress. Or in the outfit. Do not make the outfit overwhelm your figure or overwhelm your character.
Is that your favorite coat?
In fashion, yes.
In fashion,
it's
yes.
my favorite. It's definitely my favorite style coat. Yeah, it's very important, very crucial.
Mine is wear the dress, you're the occasion.
What was that? Oh,
wear
wow.
the dress, you're the occasion.
Oh my God, I never heard that. I love it. It's all, yeah, and I think it has the same outcome too. Like you are
the occasion.
Yes,
like
you are
I
the person in
remember
it.
as a kid sometimes, or as a teenage sometimes, I would be like, when my dad bought me something new, I'd be like, oh, I'll save it, for an important occasion or for a fancy thing. I'm not wearing it today. And then he's like, what's wrong? You're just going to the market with me. Wear it. And I'm like, sure. He's like, wear it. You're the occasion. Doesn't matter where you wear it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, I totally agree. You're the walking brand yourself.
You're the walking brand.
You are the brand.
The world is my runway.
Yes. No, definitely. I agree. Love that girl.
What is, if like somebody who does not has too much knowledge about fashion, what is one piece of advice you would give to style themselves? I know it depends on personal bodies and like their personal preferences, but what is your go-to advice for fashion?
I think it ties into what I just said. It's find your personal style. Find what suits you and what you are comfortable in. Do not try to be someone else, because I think it's a mistake we all did when we were teenagers. Somehow, it's like, when you're trying to find your way and around style and fashion, and you just you're obsessed with the celebrity one time and then the other celebrity, and it's totally fine. And I love it when I see young people doing that, because I know that this is the path into like discovering your own personal style.
Yeah, totally. I do agree. I remember being a kid, I would obviously like Hannah Montana and dress up as Miley Cyrus at one point. Then I'd be like, okay, now I need to get my own style. Totally. I'm assuming that since you are in fashion, you have experimented with clothes.
A lot.
What is the craziest experiment you have ever done with clothes?
Like you mean something I wore?
Something you wore, but it doesn't matter if it worked out or not. I mean, I'm sure you make everything work out.
You know what? Actually, most of the experimentations never work out, and that's okay. That's also part of discovering your style.
True.
So most of the things I experimented with did not work out. I remember one of my earliest experimentations and I still have that jacket, and I now appreciate it and love it. But at the time, it was a disaster. It was like, when glittery things started to. It was even before they start to be very in vogue.
Like the sparkle era.
The very shimmer stuff.
Right, like the concert era kind of thing. Yeah.
And before even it became something, I saw that jacket and I was obsessed with it. And I just got it and I was very excited to wear it. And what I did is that I wanted in my head to just match my makeup with the shimmery, glittery extra something I was wearing. And it has also like the sleeves are very puffy. And I mean, it was a disaster. And then I matched my eyeshadow with it. So like my makeup, so that everything, I thought I was creating a vibe. Yeah. But it turned out to be a disaster. I bet it was a little bit scary. Okay. I think it was a little bit scary. And I remember it was a New Year's, party
But like it takes guts to be the one iconic, unique person in the room. So
of course. And did I think at that point that it was a fashion miss? Of course not. Everyone was staring and I was like, oh my God, I'm so gorgeous. I'm so gorgeous that everyone is staring. I did not even know that I made a fashion mistake until later when I learned more about fashion and I saw my pictures. I was like, oh my God, what was that?
Yep, we have all been there in full guilt looking at our pictures from childhood or like early teens and being like, why in any world I would wear this? I've had so many guilt trips like those. I remember we were going to play pool one day and I just wanted to stand out and play pool in a nice way. So I took my leather skirt, which has a zip, and wore that as a top.
Oh, wow.
And zipped it up here. And then I took my scrunchie or something, which is very loose, and put that as a choker in my neck. And
why do I feel like this would look amazing, though? Like, I don't think it was. I'm sure it looked great. You must show me a picture.
Yeah, I will show you a picture, but I don't think there's any comments or something. I think it looked fine.
No, it doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. Actually, there is a designer. I can't remember who, but who did something like that with a pair of pants, like trousers, and it's like the zipper was just like sleeves, and then part of it. I want to remember who.
Have you seen this designer in the series Next in Fashion by any chance?
No, I don't think it was. Was it something similar?
Because maybe Nigel, who is the winner of the latest Next in Fashion season, he did something very similar where he would experiment.
Maybe I saw a picture of it and I didn't tie.
I love his designs. Yeah, so many designers like bring their personal styles, and that's what I love about them. One thing that they say about people is, when a designer is a man and they love women if they're making women clothes.
Right.
And I see Dior's designs and I'm like, Dior loved women.
Right. And like Dior was inspired by the shape of the flower, inverted flower, right? Like the new look. And that's why I love to tie fashion with culture and history, because it's really rooted in history.
One of my recent favorite runways is Gaurav Gupta. He's an Indian designer, now a global designer, but he's originally from India. And his wife is stuck in a fire, and she almost died, but fortunately she was saved. So her recent couture, like her recent fashion runway, was inspired by the fire flames.
Oh, wow.
And the dresses, I had goosebumps when I was looking on my feet. I was like, it looks amazing.
Of course.
And then her wife opened that show by walking and giving a speech. Oh, it had like the runway, people had scars, so like the burned scars, and the dresses had scars and all, and it looked beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It was so good.
Isn't it like really interesting how your deepest, feelings and even terrible experiences really inspire you?
Okay, well, Yasmin, we loved this.
Me too. I had so much fun, and it's always a pleasure talking to you, really. You're so easy to talk with, which is amazing.
Thank you. You made it so easy for me. It's so easy for me to always you're so approachable, and that's what I love about you. You're not this big, damn girl, I don't have time. I gotta do my couture. You're always like so nice, kind.
Life
and
is too
approachable.
short for that, girl. Life is too short for that. Although sometimes people tell me that I come off as very serious. It's just that it's focused. But no, I love that. And it's all about connecting with people, as we just said.
Yes, I loved having you as a guest on my
Thank you,
podcast.
me
and I'm
too.
sure my teammates are going to love this episode too.
A pleasure and honor. Thank you, V.
Especially, thank you. Especially the fashion people out there are going to go crazy.
Excited for all of them to just, even participate in the conversation. Tell us what they think.
Yes. To all of you, please go visit Yasmin's website, her page, AngeMariage, the couture, the jewelry and everything, because her designs are mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. The white is not just white. It has some magical thing going on top of it, and you need to check it out. Okay, let's do a cheers to end this episode.
For sure.
Oh, but I forgot my ritual. So every time somebody comes on my podcast, I make them do a tongue twister.
Okay.
It's okay. We all have been so terrible at it. It's fine. Hey Siri, tell me a tongue twister related to fashion.
Guess I'm gonna be horrible.
Okay, Siri is not telling me. Hey Siri, tell me a tongue twister related to clothes. Okay, Siri's telling me this.
Hopefully there isn't.
Well, how is this a tongue twister, Siri? This is... Okay, you have to say it thrice. Red top, red dress, red carpet. You have to say it fast and thrice.
What was that again?
Red top, red dress, red carpet.
Red top, red dress, red carpet. Red top, red dress, red carpet.
Three times.
Red top, red dress, red carpet, red top, red dress, red carpet, red top, red dress, red carpet.
Yay! There we go.
It's so hard in your second language, even harder.
Half of the things in your second language
Right?
are hard. Sometimes I'm like thinking in Hindi, saying in English, and it doesn't make sense.
Oh my God, yes. Especially because I also speak as much French on daily basis as I speak English too. Like 3 languages are just in my head all the time. And
Arabic,
it's
French, and...
Arabic, French, and English. So it's like
okay.
too much.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. Okay.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, teammates. See you in the next episode.